Hiya folks, JD here, and today we've got this. This is the Deng Alpha, or as I like to call it, the little transforming drone. So, right off the bat, we've got a beautiful day for this. I've been really not been looking forward to flying this, simply because for the past week, or past fortnight rather, we've had nothing but storms. And today, look at it. It's as still as it could ever be. So this is a great time to test this little guy out. This guy weighs absolutely nothing. He's very light. He does have altitude hold. He's got a couple of other really good features like auto takeoff and landing. So I was hoping for a day exactly like this. So I'll tell you what we're going to do straight away for a second is I'm going to just open up these little propeller arms. And just for you to see everything, looks like a couple are stuck. There we go. So it should just pop out when you push the on and off button down here, but looked as if from transport 2 had got stuck. So I've been through the pre-flight checks, which for this have been a little bit strange because I haven't had to put any of it together. I've just checked that this little landing sprig here, or landing base rather, is on. Obviously the battery is fully charged. I've checked all of these propellers as well just to make sure that none of them hit the actual body of the quadcopter, which they don't. And I've just double checked to make sure that all the springs in the top doors up here, they're all nice and secure as well, which they are. So that's all good. We're all looking good for a successful takeoff. Right then, a couple of little things about this drone. And when I first went to charge it, the cable was missing the little black pin that fits in the top, which doesn't stop it from charging well as such. It would still conduct electricity, but you'd have to hold the charger cable in. So I had to use a spare cable that I had in order to complete the charge of this. So that is the one negative side before we go any further. So I tell you what we'll do. We'll stop there and let's take her up. Alright, so here we go. So to turn her on, I'm just going to press and hold the on button down here. There we go. Load of LEDs have come on inside. She's ready to rock and roll. The circle here denotes the front, I think, because that is where the camera should be. So I'm guessing obviously the camera would be in the front of the drone. So that's the way I'm going to position her on the mat. And also that is the way that the charging port is facing backwards. So, facing at the rear rather. So we've got this lovely little transmitter. Auto takeoff and landing is this particular button up here, the top right button. So I'm going to be using that in order to take her off, and then she's got altitude hold, so she should cruise at a sort of 1 meter height, I would have thought. So there she is. So let's take her up. So once she's on, you need once up and once down motion in order to bind. Now the red light at the top here, that goes steady green, and also the lights on the quadcopter stop flashing. So here goes. Folks, we have a flying egg. Look at this. She's very loud. I do apologise when I get close to her. Look at her. Look how steady she is. This. Oh. I've never flown a quadcopter of such an immensely strange shape as this. She is quite literally an egg. And it's quite easy. Okay, so she's quite a way away from me now. So what I can see is, I can't see where the camera should be, but I can see that the front pillar, the front white pillar, is just ever so slightly blue. And that is what is telling me it is the right way around. The 3 red LEDs are on the side pillars, and it's very difficult to actually pick up on that blue. Oh, that's really good. Okay, speed mode 2. Wow. For speed mode 2, you push down the right analog stick. Look at her go. Remarkable little thing, this. I thought, you know what, this is gimmicky. It's not going to fly very well. Wow. And I know Deng are a good company. They've made some absolutely fantastic quadcopters over the past few years. But I wasn't expecting much from this. But that's obviously, I was totally in the wrong. How nice this thing is. It's just so... It just flies. I'm sorry folks, it's not often I get absolutely speechless and my words get tied up very badly. But this has just blown me away. I did not expect this to fly as good as this. Okay, so speed mode 2 I was in then. Push it again and you get speed mode 3. Now speed mode 3 is most definitely attack mode. She is wallowing a bit with this though. So when I try and turn around, she does climb altitude, as so do so many quadcopters. See, she goes upwards, that's not me. I'm just turning her around. And then she increases altitude slightly and then flies back. Okay, well as today is quite still and I want the battery to last quite a long time, as you probably heard from that beep, I've just taken her back to speed mode 1. Oh, this thing is amazing. Okay, let's try the automatic landing. So what I want from this is it for, well, just to land, pretty much. Down it goes. Down it goes. Oh, you got a bit close to that fence, fella. Let's bring you back a bit over to me. And she lands. She doesn't land on the base though. She doesn't land on the base, as you'd expect, because there's quite a shallow point there. She just lands, and then she just falls over. But it doesn't matter, because she lands. And now I've got her down. Can you see this very, very light blue? That is what I can see. Looking at it as close as this, you can't see anything. But back there, I can see this very brightly. I would not have said that I could see that all the way down there. Most definitely not. Okay, so let's pop it back on the landing. The helipad, we've got obviously the USB charging port facing me, closest to me. That tells me that the little camera mounting, or the little camera fascia plate in this case, should be pointed towards the front, and it most definitely is. So when it starts off, as I'm sure you heard, let's put it into speed mode 2, that's better. What you're going to get is, as soon as she starts, you're going to get like a little bit of propeller rubbing on plastic. That stops itself after a couple of seconds, just purely because the propeller arms have a little bit of lift in them. So they do lift themselves up a tiniest bit. And then that clicking stops. Obviously they are spring loaded, so there is going to be a little bit of movement there. Look at her go! I mean, the downside obviously is that she's very small. So if there's a slight bit of breeze, I don't think you'll be able to take her out. Even though speed mode 3 is very, very impressive. I mean, press it down, speed mode 3, 3 little beeps. That'll let you know that you're on speed mode 3. 1 beep for 1, 2 beep for 2, still the same as all the other quadcopters. This quadcopter cost me £24. I think, actually no it didn't, because there was a sale on. I think it cost me 22. And to be honest with you, I would say it's worth every single penny of it. Oh no, is that the battery? Ah, the battery's gone. I was having so much fun, and of course you can't replace the battery in this. So once it's down, let's just give it a try and watch fingers. Oh, is she going to go up again, I wonder? I don't know why she fell out of the sky, but she's gone back up, so let's use that extra little bit of time. Oh yes, she is. I think her batteries are dying. Every time when I pushed up, then look at her, she's struggling. Go up, my friend. Yeah, she's dropping altitude quite a lot. The motors haven't got the power to keep her up. Oh, and she's on speed mode 1. But she is remarkably good. No, that's it. Okay, let's call that a day. Yeah, lights are flashing, batteries are low. I do not want this little thing to be damaged. This is quite a fun little guy, and I would like to keep this. So, look at that. Beautiful. I shouldn't have done that. Now I've got to turn it off. I've got to put them all back down again. There we are. Look at that. Fantastic. Alright then folks, let's go and get a verdict. Alright, well I've flown it around, and what do I think? Well, I'm staggered. Absolutely. I thought this guy was going to be just gimmicky in its appearance and then not have any substance to it, not be able to fly. I was totally incorrect. This guy flies really well. 3 speed modes give you 3 times the power. And speed mode 1, she's actually pretty quick. I don't think she's slow. Speed mode 2, she dips forward a little bit more and she's got a bit more grunt. Speed mode 3 though, that's where it's at. She is positively quick on that mode. Now, talking about carrying the drone around places, there we go. It's got a fantastic little feature, and that is obviously that, as you just saw and as you've seen previously, all the propeller arms with a push of the on button, they just pop out. Now that I really like, a proper gimmicky thing. But when I was carrying her this morning, I dropped her, and it wasn't not from high, but I dropped her. And I thought, oh no, and then I thought, oh hang on, she's totally encased. This is just a shell. This houses no purpose at all, really. It would still fly with these 4 and without any of this plastic. And funnily enough, as soon as I got to the park and I opened her up, she was fine. So she's encased very, very well. She has got quite a hard shell as well, for an egg. The egg shape didn't think was going to, even though it's aerodynamic on the sides and on the top, obviously it's not as aerodynamic as a lot of other quadcopters. This has still got quite a large shape to it, but it flew fantastically, absolutely brilliant. A couple of downsides though. One, as I mentioned earlier, is that when the cable came, it came without the little plastic bit there to charge. So if I didn't have another cable, I wouldn't have been able to fly this unless I sat there for an hour and a half just with holding it in, which I think, to be honest with you, I'm stubborn enough to have done that. The transmitter, let's just have a swap. Whoop, look at that. So the transmitter is very good. As again, I was a bit concerned about this shape, but look, it sits in your hand absolutely perfectly, and both your thumbs cover every point that you'd need to point, every point that you'd need to. Motor on and on with the right button there, on and off, sorry. Altitude hold, that is brilliant, and the barometer is really good. It wasn't twitchy, even when I stopped and started her a few times and she just took straight back up to the sky. She wasn't twitching or anything at all. Very good balance, gyros calibrated very, very well. So yeah, all in all, I gotta say, for £22, folks, this is just brilliant. And of course, because of its small size, I would have said that it's okay for indoors as well. And obviously I'm not going to try because my dogs go crazy, but yeah, I think this is a really good copter. I think you'd be pretty mad to pass up on this, just for the flying experience as well. It really is good. So, there we are, folks. Thanks ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD. You've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.